It's about the Chicago Bears. So, I gotta always bring it back to Chicago or Detroit, one or the other. But the Chicago Bears, they fired their offensive coordinator, Luke Getsky. And as of now, head coach Matt Eberflus and GM Ryan Poles are planning to keep quarterback Justin Fields despite the multiple trade rumors that came across and that's been in the air. So I'm happy about this. And I got to tell you right away, bro, number one, Justin Fields has never been the issue with the Bears. And Justin Fields is not the issue with the Chicago Bears. Please, if you believe that Justin Fields is truly the issue with the Chicago Bears, you're choosing to look at that bad side rather than looking at some of the good. Because yes, I get he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback or none of that, but this guy has still won multiple games and still played at a great pace so far this season, showed improvement in all of those things, despite the horrible play calling by the offensive coordinator, despite not having a good offensive line to block for him, and then despite the defense blowing all of these leads in games they should have won. You got to fix what's already there and capitalize on your strengths and then fix the problems, meaning the offensive line and the defense, because there was multiple times throughout the season where the Bears had games in the bag. Like literally, they were up 17 points, they were up 24 points, they were up 12 points, and they literally blew it. The reality of this season is the Bears could have easily went 9-8 and probably got into a wild card game. Easily. They were supposed to go 9-8 and get into a wild card game because they blew leads, and that's not all on Justin Fields. He did his part. He had his team up 12, 10, 15 points, and the defense came in and let that lead shrink more and more. Bears finished 7-10. But there was 3 big games they should have easily had. They were up, 17-7 against Cleveland. And they gave up 13 points in the fourth quarter alone. Just the fourth quarter. 17-7 up against Cleveland. Gave up 13 points in the fourth quarter. Ridiculous. And they were up 28-7 against the Denver Broncos. Blew a 21-point lead. Gave up 17 points in the fourth quarter. 17 points in the fourth quarter. 24 points that entire second half. We're up 26-14 against the Detroit Lions. Allowed 17 points in the fourth quarter. How can you put this type of stuff on Justin Fields when the defense is clearly allowing teams to come back and score and end up closing out the game? That is not on Justin Fields. I mean, it doesn't matter what quarterbacks you try and bring into that scenario. You get Caleb Williams, you get Penix Jr. It does not matter. Any quarterback is not going to be able to thrive if you don't have a good defense to hold and protect your league, or if your offensive line has bad games where they choose like, okay, we're just not going to show up today. Like, it doesn't matter. And, the Bears, what's crazy about them is they're really in a great situation right now. Like, you have a good quarterback. You're in a perfect situation. You have the first pick in the draft, not just the first round pick. You have the first pick in the draft. You also have the 9th pick in the first round. Like, you're kind of getting set up for success. So they have to take advantage of what's coming their way right now. And I think there's a couple different situations they can go about this first pick and the 9th pick in the first round. Obviously, I would say trade that first pick, bro. You need to trade down for that first pick. Pick up somebody on defense or pick up another a draft pick later on in the first round to grab an offensive lineman along with a defensive player, something like that. But you have far too many different things working in your advantage right now to mess this up if you're the Chicago Bears, bro. Having the first and the 9th pick in the first round, you have so much leverage. You know what pieces you need. You know you need a defense. You know you need some pieces on the offensive line. You can still possibly figure out a way to get another receiver in the mix as well, but it's all up to the front office to make sure they do not mess this up. In my mind, if I'm in the front office or if I'm giving advice to anybody in the front office, I'm telling them right now, you need to start putting some calls in to take advantage of some of these other teams that need a quarterback. The Washington Commanders, hit them boys up. The Giants, hit them up. The Chargers, the Patriots, put some calls in to make sure you can strip their defense down to help your team out in exchange for that number 1 pick. Because the number 1 pick holds a lot of weight here.